coming to the point in time that you will need your ID to get onto the internet. They trying to scan you in, family. They want to know who you are, family. Yeah, they want to know who putting this content up. And so if you feel a lot of weird stuff going on, you can't, they trying to put obstacles in your way. You see, is this the beginning of, this big brother, the Illuminati thing? Well, it's already happening, but you can see that they're beginning to tighten a lot of screws. You feel what I'm saying? They beginning to tighten a lot of screws on this Illuminati thing. Where every scanning you in, and after a while, yeah, thank you, family. They gonna appreciate your Black Power. They gonna know who you is. You know what I'm saying? When you start to log in, you know what I'm saying? They gonna have right now. They really got it. You can face your identity right now. You gonna have to scan to get on the internet. They gonna, your eye and all of that. They gonna, put your face in there, and that's how you gonna scan it. They gonna know it's you. You know what I'm saying? They got the markers in your eyes and shit in your skin and everything. That's how they gonna know it's you. And then in a minute, they gonna put a chip in your ass, and you gonna connect right in. It's gonna log into your chip. You know what I'm saying? Gonna log right into your chip. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have that barcode right there on your forehead, nigga. And you just gonna scan and they say put your barcode onto the screen and they're gonna scan you in. You feel me? So hey, it's getting down to that. I had this, just the other day. They don't even want you to fucking do nothing without tapping in, sign, showing that ID. It's getting to that point. You know what I'm saying? They ready to get the paper money out of there, so they could control your paper. They gonna be, so and a lot of people gonna fight that. You know what I'm saying? But that's where they moving to where they can have total control over every function of society. Right now, if you got paper, hey, you can make moves underground. You can make transactions underground or without their consent or their knowing, and they don't like that. They want to be able to, shut your shit down. That's what they want to do, to be able to shut your shit down. Because the man who controls the internet, do anybody out there know who controls the internet? Huh? That's a powerful motherfucker. He one of the most powerful motherfuckers on the planet. The man that control the internet. That can say, you know what, you can't be on this. You can't be on TikTok. You can't be on YouTube. You can't be on Instagram or none of that. We blocking you. And ain't nothing if you don't, who can you go to? You understand? Who can you go to? So they got complete control over and if that's the way society is moving, that could be the new slavery. You feel what I'm saying? To keep people out of the new atmosphere of existence. You know what I'm saying? Keep you out off the web. They want all, they thoughts and all they presentations that control the mind, influence. You see what I'm saying? They want to control that. They don't want to have no outside thought, of philosophies and interpretations and, influences. They don't want that. They want y'all niggas to fall in line. They want all people like zombies to fall in line into the matrix. You feel me? And, that's why you got to tap out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to go get in some books. You see, you got to go and get in some books. You got to, listen to me when I tell you this shit. That's why you have to even come up off the internet, as far as listening to music. You know what I'm saying? You got to get you a fucking record player. You got to go back to the CDs and shit. You see what I'm saying? You got to go back to the CDs. You know what I'm saying? Because you get a better quality of music, range of sounds, tones. You see that shit that's coming off the internet, you can't do nothing with that. That's garbage. You know, that shit flutters and got all type of frequency, but you need that original, people's is going back to vinyl. Vinyl, man, crystal. You know what I'm saying? Crystal clear. Get you a sound system, shit knocking. You can hear everything. You feel me? You can hear every instrument and all of that. That's how you tap out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how you and get back. They gonna start, but a lot of people's is getting back to vinyl. They getting back to CDs. They getting back to that. All that shit y'all downloading off, that's garbage. You see what I'm saying? That's why they AI, they editing. Anything you getting off the internet, you download that shit. That's garbage. Nigga, you got to get the HD. Nigga, you got to get the quality stuff. You know what I'm saying? That shit hit way harder. The images hit way harder. That's why I tell people, man, everything is going back because DVDs, vinyl, CD, is going back. It's a much better quality. And that's what you want. The EQs. Back in the day when we had sound systems, nigga, the EQ was, you could get EQs. We would buy EQs. This was when niggas was really into sound system. Now, see what they give y'all niggas today? Man, we was into something totally different. Especially a lot of them niggas in the military. I know a whole lot of niggas was in the military. That's what they would do. Sound system, where you buy the amp. You buy the amp. Then you buy separately. Then you buy your EQ separately. Some niggas had two EQs. Then you had, niggas would be buying reverbs. You get your mixer. You get your two turntables. You feel what I'm saying? But when you got and you get that EQ, and then you could goddamn play with every sound frequency. You see what I'm saying? Some of them motherfuckers had so many different, and you can damn hear every frequency. You can, EQ every frequency. Nah, they give you this motherfucker little compact shit, and that motherfucker might have three. That's some garbage. They give you three, four little goddamn things to move up, and if they give you that. That's some play shit that they giving. That ain't no motherfucking sound system. They giving you niggas. That's them Chinese motherfuckers giving niggas toys. Cause back in the day, when a motherfucker was, listen. When I had my turntables, man, listen, the needles, they had diamond tip needles on them motherfuckers. Man, the replacement needle was like $30. You know what I'm saying? The diamond tip, and it was only one. It was only one fucking a record store in Detroit at that time, man, that was selling, because they was starting to, niggas wasn't doing it like that. You know what I'm saying? They go get some cornbread ass system that don't require a nigga to, you could go get them old cheap ass plastic needles and shit, man. That's garbage. And so I'm just saying what you have to get back into, and quit, going down the fucking, the rabbit hole to hell. You know what I'm saying? You falling into the bottomless pit of hell, and you can't see that, just listen, falling in line, doing exactly what they want you to do, and you don't rebel one way or another. You got to find a means to tap out. You got to tap out. If you stay in all the time, man, that means you got to write, continue to write, Get you a journal, write, use your mind. A lot of motherfuckers not using it. They ask AI every motherfucking thing. Fuck AI. Go do some research, nigga. Go look it up. Search. You know what I'm saying? Search. And write. When you write, you exercise in deep caverns of the mind. Right. Stay off that motherfucker sometimes. Shut the internet off. Shut the phone off. Use your mind. Black power. Exercise the mind. Tap in. Meditate. Listen to some jazz. Listen to some reggae. Listen to some old school. Listen to some 70s R&B, nigga. Listen to some Motown. Listen to some Marvin Gaye. Listen to that classical music that can tap into them caverns of the mind that open up the chakras and shit. And stay off this damn internet so much. But they're trying to keep our people from having influence on the internet. They want to know who you are. They want to know what you doing, who you communicating with. And so you have to understand, once you know this, then there is nothing, that you cannot, you can surf through this shit, and be successful. That's what the Matrix movie was about. That's what it's about. But see, you don't know. Once you tap into the power of that melanin and your mind and your divinity, this shit right here this is like, you know what I'm saying? This is fictional. You see, this is a fictitious, this is synthetic. But what's in here, man, this is the real. This is the real inner dimensions that you can tap in, man, and really elevate. You see what I'm saying? Your superpowers. You feel what I'm saying, family? Stay safe out here. Watch these agents out here on this internet, because they out here, family. They out here. You feel this, and just watch who you move with. You feel me? Because everybody not who they say they is. This is the general saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on the wicked beast. Click that link right down. Patreon. Get over there and support the general. I got 5 for you for days. Generalseti, Etsy, one stop. Get over there. We got the classic DVDs, HD for you. Also, if you want to donate to the general, the link right down there in the video description. Cash App. I'll see you in a minute. Black Pop.